Welcome back to Pat and Go with Paul Browning. I'm your host, Paul Browning. Make sure, if we're watching on YouTube right now, like it, subscribe.
Welcome.
Okay? You guys make sure you're sharing that, because we move however you guys let us move. We got viewership, we got shares, we got likes. It's only for the better. We've got, like I said, a lot of great big-time, heavy-hitting guests coming on in the upcoming weeks, different NFL guys. May even have a movie star or so, a movie star or so show up. I don't know. But we've got to continue to get this great viewership, and we'll be able to move forward. So
we got the four of us.
And absolutely. Of course, how you going to miss out on this? It's a lot of, there's no makeup. We don't have a makeup team. I know Rod Smith, a couple weeks, he alluded to us having a makeup team. We don't. This is just beauty. This is what beauty looks like.
It's natural.
It's natural beauty. All right. So this is, when we get to this part of the show, we start to talk a little bit more about, going in depth with things. It is November, so this is playoffs. So I thought or playoffs is getting ready to come up for the NFL, playoff push. We also have playoffs in college football coming up, or at least, stacking it up to get the rankings right, and then high school playoffs. So I thought it'd be right for us to go under the hood with playoffs. So this is Under the Hood.
It's time to go under the hood. We're taking an in-depth look at the topics on and off the field that shape our game.
Brandon, you love the intro, huh?
No, absolutely.
It's a great intro. So like I was alluding to, this is November, so we got a lot of playoff talk happening, and then, like I said, playoffs here in Colorado Springs, or in Colorado, period. We have the high school prep football playoffs. A lot of teams to watch. We've got this is an hour-long show right now. We're going an hour, so we have more time to go about things and, talk a little bit more high school. So we wanted to point a little spotlight to them. So the 4A high school playoff scene, we've got a couple different teams. Last week in the first round, Mesa Ridge, big shout-out to Mesa Ridge and Cheyenne Mountain for making it to the playoffs, but they had an early exit in the first round. But definitely big applause to them. I'm happy that they were able to make it representing Colorado Springs.
Great season.
So shout-out to you guys. But also we have a couple teams that are still playing in Southern Colorado. One of them, Fountain Fort Carson, very powerful team, could be able to make that run to the state championship. But beyond Fountain, we've got Pine Creek, Pueblo West, Palmer Ridge, Vista Ridge. They are all playing this weekend in the 4A playoffs. So what was that, 5 teams? That's huge for Colorado Springs, and there's a lot of star power within those teams as well. I know I've coached a lot of those guys within each one of those teams. But one of the ones, definitely watch out for Fountain Fort Carson. I think they've got some big-time players.
9-1.
9-1, yep. Their secondary is excellent. Jaden Allen, I think he's a big-time playmaker, and what they're doing with that team. Curtis Jackson, not
right.
50 Cent. Curtis Jackson.
They keep coming up with players. Last year they had that Q Jones. Remember Q?
Yeah, he went to Dartmouth. Yep.
Yes, great player, great runner, led the state, and they just keep putting players in there.
Yeah.
So good luck to them.
Oh, yeah. So it's really good to see. I'm going to adjust that mic for you there. There it is. But beyond 4A, we have the 3A playoffs also starting this weekend. We got Pueblo South and Pueblo East and Pueblo County, all repping Pueblo. So big shout out to Pueblo. I got love for y'all down there. And then Discovery Canyon. I'm really excited about Discovery Canyon. There's a young receiver, Justin Pruitt. I know I've spent some time with him. He's a Lionheart receiver, so I'm proud of that guy. But he's a big-time playmaker. I'm hoping they can make a big run going into the playoffs. So there's a lot of representation of Southern Colorado in the prep high school playoff series.
And we can't forget TCA. TCA is undefeated. They're 9-0. They've got this running back, Cade Palmer. He is a commit to the Air Force Academy, doing really well. Matter of fact, he leads the whole state in rushing for 11-man, played 5 or more games. Great player, great running back, just a humble kid. And the quarterback, so good luck to TCA. They play, I believe it's Severance tomorrow on Saturday in the playoffs, second round of the playoffs.
TCA, good luck. I'm really excited about all the Southern Colorado football teams. And, we talk about a lot of the talent. Vista Ridge has the top quarterback in Colorado. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the nation playing. So if you guys haven't got to see Vista Ridge play just yet, they've got a nice little tandem with Braden Dorman and BB Hills. So those two are kind of they're making some noise for Colorado Springs. Really happy about them. But when we move on from high school, we've got college. All right. Sadly, all right, CSU Pueblo, we're out of it. We're not going to at least I don't think we'll be in it. So sad day. CU probably not going to make college football playoffs, and either with Air Force and Colorado State. But they did release the college football playoff rankings, the top 25 this week, and rounding out that top 25, taking that first spot is Georgia, followed by Cincinnati, Alabama, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, and Oklahoma State. I don't know if we have a graphic for that, but that's one of the things that we want to look at. The college football playoffs now. Right. I mentioned all 10 of those teams in the top 25, but we really would only see Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama, Oklahoma.
However, Cincinnati's not even in that top four. Is the place? Did you know? They're in the top, but as far as the guys naming the top four,
exactly.
So what's the deal there? I mean,
so that's one of the things I did want to touch on. Are we happy with the college football playoffs? Just real quick, even before we jump right into it, Brandon and I both played Division II college football. Okay, we do have a college football playoff in Division II, and it goes a different way. But is there any thoughts when it comes to the college football playoffs? Is that working for you guys? Not?
How does Division II work, real quick? Explain how it's set up.
Okay, so this is what I would love to see with Division I FBS. I would love to see this. So what happens is we have 4 teams. We have 4 super regions. Okay. After the season finishes, each team of the super region will be ranked its top team of that super region. So that will be the 1 seed. All right. We have 24 teams that end up making the playoffs. So obviously those 4 teams of super region, they're in there. The other 20 teams, 5, 5, 5, and 5, end up sliding into each one of the super regions, and then they play it out like that. 2 teams get a bye. A first-round bye, and then, you go from there. However, you could see 24 teams.
Right.
Now,
that's more fair, yeah, and that's kind of like March Madness with basketball. Yeah. At least you got this little podunk university that has a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. But now, I mean, you could have, let's say, pick somebody, Air Force, could go undefeated and could beat Boise State and these other teams, and they don't even get a shot at it.
Just imagine if Oklahoma State had a chance to play Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just a
chance.
And
one, I want to see that game.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to see that. Like, why can't that be a game for us?
And you have those teams that may have taken some big losses at the beginning of the season, playing their best ball in the playoff during playoff time.
Right, exactly.
So it's good for television. It's good for the fans. Like, you definitely got to. 4 just isn't enough. Like,
no,
it was nice going from just the 2 teams making it to 4, but. We got to get more teams in there.
100%. And like I said, with us doing Division II, doing 24 teams, you think we have the AP top 25. That means that 25th team, you obviously get you were good, but you just weren't that good.
Right.
And you even could do a play-in.
Why weren't we 24?
You could totally do a play-in. The 25 plays 24 to see who gets in. You could do a play-in, and there's such a break.
People to watch that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like obviously there's, it would add so many more games. But, I mean, really, it's not that much. I think if we take away – because D2, we start at the same time. Well, actually, we start just a hair later than Division I.
Right.
We start a hair later. And then we finish up in December for the national championship.
I also think it allows you to close the gap on the different teams. So right now, like, everyone's saying it's Georgia and everybody else.
Yeah.
First, it was Georgia and Alabama and everybody else.
Yeah.
Expanding the teams – you will get more of those games in. You get to see how close those rankings really are. Yep. And if the votes are really about the team, their strength of schedule, or who we want in there, right?
Yeah.
Like, Alabama being above, you got undefeated Oklahoma, Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
come on. Yeah. At least 8.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's bring 8. That's only one more
16.
game. Come on.
And speaking for us with national championship when we were at CSU Pueblo, we ended up losing a game to Fort Lewis. Yeah. Terrible loss. All right, I can imagine if we were in the situation how FBS is, there's no way we're getting into the playoffs. because we lost to a team that didn't beat anybody that season but us.
Right.
So there's everybody has to play each week, and that's my case. You got let them play it, play it out because it makes for better football, and there's more games, and it gets them ready for the NFL. NFL, we got 17 regular season games now. It's almost a 23-week season that we're going into when it comes to the NFL, which when we talk about NFL, if we transition into that, there is a playoff picture that is building. I believe we also have it. It's hard to believe with all the losses in the week.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the exception of maybe Miami and Detroit, everybody's in it, which is kind of cool.
Let me say this. I was watching basketball. I was watching the NBA. It was, I think, Detroit Pistons and the Rockets were playing. And I think it's Jeff Van Gundy had the nerve. I should throw a flag on him. Had the nerve to say that the Detroit Lions should be in NFL Europe. Shut up, Jeff. Like, that's not correct. They're a good team, but they just have to play. It's the NFL, man. Come on. Everything is difficult. So, but, yeah, terrible season for them right now. Rounding, the top seed that we'd be looking at in the AFC looks to be the Titans, and the top team in the NFC looks to be the Arizona Cardinals, which is wild because who had picked the Titans and the Cardinals?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
You're right.
it's kind of wild that's what we're looking at. But there are a couple teams that are here. Are there any teams that you think in this playoff picture, when you got the Titans, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Buffalo Bills on the AFC side, are there any of these teams that are lock-ins for the playoffs, and any of those teams that you think are going to miss out?
I have the Titans as a lock-in. It was a big win last week against the Rams without Derrick Henry, and 3 of their next 8 games are all under 5. There's only 3 of their next 8 games are over 500 right now. So Titans playing well at the right time and losing Derrick Henry hurt, but they're still showing they can get it done against top-tier teams. So.
Big lock-in. I like that. This is
right. I think Buffalo's going to start squaring things out. They've had some tough weeks the last couple of weeks, but they're going to be in. And, those Denver Broncos, I'm telling you, don't count them out.
They might sneak in,
Don't count them out yet.
I like it.
I'm still thinking the Raiders.
Raiders?
Believe it,
You're going to be a lock-in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
For our former colleague who moved on.
right.
DJ, big love to you, man.
Right. The Raiders are a tough one though because 7 of their next 9 are over 500. So their toughest part of the schedule is right now.
Yeah.
So they just need to continue stacking wins and get it done.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of distractions there with what's going on, but they just need to focus on football and take care of business.
I've actually got the Ravens. I think the Ravens would be a lock-in for me. That's where I'm at. I think they lost to Miami, but I just think that was just a rough game. I think it was a hiccup, but I think the Ravens are a lock for me.
And over in the NFC, I was going to say, I think the Pack are a lock-in.
Packers are definitely a lock.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so. And Arizona looks good.
Yeah, Arizona, definitely.
And
I've got Green Bay too.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think free agency. I think the Rams, who are sitting at number 5 right now.
Yeah.
5. And they're probably going to stay there because
Possibly.
you know what? Unless they beat out the Cards, they're gonna.
And they already lost to the Cardinals once, so they're splitting even if they do get a win over the Cardinals. So it really comes down to strength of schedule and division, like the conference record.
Well, it's basically going to be beat them out.
Yeah,
beat them out and wins. They're only 1 game behind Arizona, but the Rams are looking. If whoever wins that division, the second place team is going to be that number 5 seed, and probably is going to have to play. I mean, you've got Dallas, Tampa Bay, or Green Bay could end up holding that number 4 spot, and that would be rough. The Falcons are looking at holding this number 7 spot in the NFC. Are there any teams in here that we think maybe don't make it?
Ooh.
Mine's the Saints.
Saints.
Just with I just don't think that Trevor Simeon's the guy.
Yep.
I just don't have them keeping up that pace. And they beat the Bucs, but that's a in-division game. So you always play that game tough, and it was at home. So I don't know. I just don't see the Saints keeping up with these top-tier teams.
Yeah. And I know Atlanta's coming on. I don't know if they're going to – when you got Dallas and you got Tampa Bay and Green Bay and Arizona, there's a lot of great teams there. So Atlanta may be the odd team out a little bit.
And I actually have – Seattle picking it up as well, getting Russell back. You got to think they're going to be right in the mix of things. And you got teams like the Vikings who have a solid team. They just haven't found a way to get wins. So it's going to be tough.
And don't lock out my Panthers, all right? Just signed Cam Newton.
I was telling
I
you this
love
when they
it.
were 3-0.
I
They're not
I
going
love
anywhere.
bringing Cam back in. That's exactly what you needed. We don't need to be putting the ball in the air a million times. Keep the ball on the ground. You've got Cam. You've got Christian McCaffrey. He's back. He's healthy.
Yeah, true.
We love DJ Moore. They already had that connection going in the past. They've got a great defense. Stephon Gilmore holding down that defense.
Good
My man
point.
Morgan Fox.
Good point.
Panthers. They're gonna get blown out this week. They're gonna get blown out this week against the Cards. But shout out to my man Chase
Well, if
Cartwright.
he's
He
picking
said
the Cards,
Cards
I'm
by
going
400.
Panthers. So
Exactly.
if you're picking Cards, I'm going Panthers.
Whatever. Let's do it. But I think the Cards are a team that we can't necessarily lock out from being in. But I do want to close out that Under the Hood segment because we've got to do some picks up next. That was Under the Hood, but we're going to take a short little break and then come right back to give you guys as many picks as we can to get you guys ready for this next Sunday. All right, this is Pat and Go with Paul Browning.
Castle Roofing, with a K, has a combined 16 years of experience. Whether it's a repair to your roof, a free inspection for possible deterioration of your roof, or a full-blown removal and replacement of your roof, we consistently provide quick, efficient service to protect your home or business. When it comes to hail damage to your roof, we have the expertise to help you there as well. We want to help you with all your roofing needs. Call us at 719-799-0609 so we can get started. That's 719-799-0609. We're a proud sponsor of the Pat and Go Show with Paul Browning.
Brighter Day Law are an experienced and qualified team of divorce and family law attorneys. Their aim is to help you get through that emotional and challenging time of divorce and other family disputes. The mission of Brighter Day Law is to compassionately help families resolve their disputes with personalized legal representation while keeping the best interest of the entire family at heart. Their attorneys handle all kinds of family law cases, including child custody, divorce, high asset divorce, mediation, and alimony. Brighter Day Law, compassionate counsel in dark and stressful times. 225-4493 or at brighterdaylaw.com.